The way I built my agency is I have programs in place, training, dial sessions, everything from home. Like they never have to leave home. We have a virtual office. We have someone who stays in the virtual office all day dialing, screen sharing. You can hear their conversation. You can see their screen. You can hear them close sales, right? We make it as easy as possible to, if you're a self-starter and you're like, hey, I want to change my life. I want to build an income for myself that multiplies every single month. I don't know how to do it. We teach you how to do it, right? We have trainings multiple times a week. We do product trainings. We do mindset trainings. The only thing we can't do is wake you up in the morning, get you out of bed, get you dressed, and make you sit in front of your computer and pick up the phone and dial. Like we can't help with that.
You haven't figured that out yet.
No.
I haven't either. What is up? Welcome back to the CA Power Player Podcast. Man, I've got an amazing guest. She was a few hours away and I said, you have to get in the studio because it has been way too long. She has been one of our subscriber favorites over the years. She's been on the YouTube channel a bunch. We've toured a bunch and she is a master at helping you make money selling insurance from home. At any point during this, as you're hearing some of this, she has her book, Soul Beneficiary, S-O-U-L, Soul Beneficiary. Phenomenal book. Highly encourage you check that out. And you can check out our website at any point during this. Join Jessie, Jessi.com. Please welcome back from Inspired Insurance Solutions, Jessi Park.
Thank you, Cody. Thanks for having me. Yeah. Excited to be here. I love Springfield.
Yeah, well, maybe us hanging out and being in the office and doing. I don't know. I don't know how much you love Springfield.
We had some lunch.
But,
I love you. I love hanging out with you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Yeah.
But we love that as well. Here's one angle I wanted to take because we have a bunch of agents that are constantly looking to. We get more questions about phone sales, making insurance from home, working remote, etc. Have you always sold insurance remotely?
Yes.
Not always from home, but remotely.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah. So I started off that way, dialing leads, like dialing data leads. You leave the voicemails, you plant the seeds, you call back. It does take, typically it is on the 6 to 8 touch whenever you're calling these leads. But I promise you, dialing leads beats door-to-door knocking any day, which I've never done, by the way, but I can only imagine.
I've done it.
How hard that is.
It's very brutal.
Is it hot?
If I'm in Atlanta doing it, I'm sure. Yeah.
Right,
it's hard though.
I wouldn't want to do that. Plus,
it's not easy.
Being a female, I don't want to go into someone's house, right? Like there's some weird people out there, man. I'm not gonna.
There's a lot of weird people.
I'm too pretty for that.
Especially in Missouri. Especially in Missouri. Yeah.
Right.
So you've always sold over the phone.
Yeah.
From home.
Yeah.
What if someone's listening and they're like maybe new to insurance and they're kind of torn, between
door knocking and
selling at least face to face versus phone? Obviously, you've only done phone.
Yeah.
Have you ever met a client? Have you ever ran an appointment in person?
I rode along with somebody who had an appointment. I wanted to see what it was like. And of course, I got the worst house, the worst one.
Ruined you forever.
It did. I mean, the couch had urine on it. And I just...
Did you sit on the couch like this?
I was like... and it was weird.
I've literally been in homes where you got the door behind you in our studio where there were literally cockroaches crawling all around the door behind you.
Yeah. Well, there's all kinds of people out there, and they live in all kinds of different conditions and things like that.
True.
No, I've only ever done phone sales.
Okay.
I have rode along with someone. I had that one experience, but I had already been doing phone sales for 7 years at that point in time. So it was when I was exploring something else. And no, I just don't want to do that.
Can you have just as much success selling from home than going to someone's home?
If not more. Here's the thing. So when I first started out, and we're going to get into my story later about all of that, but when I first started out, I joined a networking group called BNI. I went there every Wednesday at 7:30. It was a kind of like a 1 hour event, and then I would drive home. The time that it took for me to wake up, get ready, get in the car, drive there, do the networking event, drive home, a total of about 3.5 hours, I could have dialed 300 people, right? Out of those 300 people, maybe 20 would pick up, maybe I would quote 10, maybe I would sell 8.
Wow.
All within that time. That I went to that networking event, I talked to a bunch of people, didn't make any sales, right? So for me, it's just about efficiency, and it's about what, also I was a single mom, and I had obligations. I had my kids in school. I had to take them to school, pick them up, help with dinner, help with homework, things like that. And if I'm out door knocking and say I get stuck in someone's house, or, I don't really know how that works.
That is exactly how that works,
right.
By the way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if you're working through an application and selling them, and you're planning to leave in an hour, but you might be there in 2. 2.5.
It just to me, it was just more efficient, right?
Yeah.
I could reach a lot more people in a short amount of time and make more sales working from the comfort of my home and air conditioned and, safety and everything, and still get to work around my schedule when it came to my children.
Or heat, if you're in Missouri versus Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
How do you manage, how did you manage all that? So let's just say someone's very busy, kids, right? Full-time, selling insurance, all the things. How do you manage all of those? How did you manage all that?
Sure. Well, I started in insurance with not knowing anything and not knowing anyone, right? I started pretty down on my luck, right? I had been in corporate for most of my life, and I came into insurance with just like that corporate background. So like I had a work ethic, but like not necessarily like what it takes to be in insurance, right? So I spun my wheels spun my wheels for.
You guys can tell us in comments below, right? I'm from
spun.
Arkansas. I don't know where you're originally from, but we're in trouble.
Yeah. For a couple months, thinking I was working. Right? Where I'd get on social media, or I'd go design a business card, right? But I wasn't doing money-making activity, and that was a hard lesson I had to learn. So
no doubt.
Once I learned how to focus on money-making activity, then it was easy. Then you plan your dial sessions around your life. So I planned mine around my kids' schedules. So I'd dial from 9 to 2. I'd go pick them up. Well, first off, I'd get up at 6 in the morning, take them to school. Do all of that. My promise to myself, which when you learn to make yourself a promise and then you keep it, that's really important. Self-discipline. So once I made that promise to myself, I had to be on the phones by 9 a.m. I kept that promise. I worked until 2. I'd get off. I'd go pick them up, do the rounds. They were at 2 different schools, one in middle school, one in high school. Go pick them up, take them home, do what I had to do. They're, not little kids, but they're still children, right?
Sure.
Help with homework, make dinner. And then they were teenagers and wanted to be left alone. So that was perfect for me. Went back on the phones at 6 and dialed until midnight. So I put in another 6 hours after I picked up my children, and I did it all over again. Was it brutal? Yes. But the thing with what I sell with health insurance, the residual income, I knew I wasn't going to have that schedule forever. I knew that after just a couple months in, I could theoretically lift my foot off the pedal a little bit. I didn't actually, but I could have, because you start building up residual income and your financial burden of your bills becomes less and less heavy because you're starting to get your monthly residuals are higher. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. You knew, I'm building something. I want to go through this or do this forever, especially 5 hours in the morning ish, 6 hours at night.
Yeah.
Going to bed at midnight, getting up at 6.
Yeah.
Whatever time you're getting up, like you're getting 5-6 hours of sleep.
It was worth it though, because I did that for about 8 months. Right. And I think my younger
your first 8 months?
So I did struggle for my first 4 months. So it was my first 8 months of being serious.
Got it.
Right. So within a year of getting my license, I had already written $1 million in business, but that was only done in the last 8 months.
Wow.
Once I got my stuff together. So you just have to have the mindset that that it's not going to be forever. If you can put your blinders down, obviously still take care of your family, do all of that, right?
Yeah.
But that pedal to the metal, dialing 400 to 600 a day is not a forever thing. It's anytime you open a business, right? A coffee shop,
you're
a
right.
pizza shop, right? You got to put in the work in the beginning. You got to attract those clients, attract those customers. And that's what you're doing in the beginning is you're really putting in the work to build a lifelong business where clients call you every year because they need your help every year. They refer their mom, they refer their dad. They start a business. Now they need work insurance, right? They dissolve the business. Now they need individual insurance, right?
Yep.
Your goal is to be their insurance agent until they turn 65 and need Medicare. It's a beautiful thing once you establish your clients.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. I love too when you talk about money making activities, right?
Yeah.
MMA, not mixed martial arts, money making activities, which is really cool. What do you do? You think that like managing the schedule, because you lay out a lot of this in your book, Soul Beneficiary, and the workbook that goes along with it, right?
Yeah, the workbook has the timesheets that I used. It has the dial sheets that I use. Like it's a hand-in-hand book. The Soul Beneficiary tells you the scripts. It tells you what I said. It tells you how I built my business. And then the workbook goes over the mindset stuff, like what I used, my vision boards, my goal sheets, my dial trackers, all of those things it's a bundle deal.
You try to. Here's what I like about Jessie. If you're maybe new to her story, is she like likes to spell things out and keep it as simple as possible and make it very duplicatable.
Yeah.
Your personality doesn't want to. If you can do something once and not do it again, it annoys you to have to keep doing it.
It
You
does.
don't have to.
Yeah. And I like full transparency.
Yeah.
I was at a couple agencies before I found my home. And one of the things that just really ticked me off was the untransparency that is out there in the industry about comp schedules, about promotions, about team building, right? It's like you can't get a straight answer. For me, the way I run my agency now, you have a question, I'll literally tell you everything. I don't like to operate in any of that. Like it's laid out. You can hit this. If you do this, you can get this. It's very, very simple. And it sounds simple on paper, but the type of agent that is successful in this is someone who has discipline. And that is the hardest thing to teach, Cody, is the discipline.
How do you see if someone finds it? Like, because you're talking to agents every day that are coming into your organization. They're looking for help. Obviously, you guys do that, right? Which is really cool.
Yeah.
And when you talk through that, how do you, like, if say it's the person listening right now, wherever they're at, come in to your system and say, I need help. I want to make money.
So we have everything in place. Like the way I built my agency is I have programs in place, training, dial sessions, everything from home. Like they never have to leave home. We have a virtual office. We have someone who stays in the virtual office all day dialing, screen sharing. You can hear their conversation. You can see their screen. You can hear them close sales, right? We make it as easy as possible to, if you're a self-starter and you're like, hey, I want to change my life. I want to build an income for myself that multiplies every single month. I don't know how to do it. We teach you how to do it, right? We have trainings multiple times a week. We do product trainings. We do mindset trainings. The only thing we can't do is wake you up in the morning, get you out of bed, get you dressed, and make you sit in front of your computer and pick up the phone and dial. Like we can't help with that.
You haven't figured that out yet.
No.
I haven't either. AI is probably working on it, but we can't figure it out. We can't figure it out. You talked about, again, being a disciplined and self-starter.
Yeah.
Are those the pieces to the puzzle that when you talk about making money selling insurance from home that really stand out to you?
It makes a huge difference because the thing is with health insurance is that learning what a copay is not hard.
Yeah.
Learning what a deductible is not hard. It's literally in the brochure. And you just got to read it off to the client, right? Life insurance, not hard, right? Medicare, it's teachable. Everything is teachable,
A little
right?
more challenging, but teachable, yeah.
The thing that is hard for agents is whenever you are building a business, you're going to face rejection. Just like if you were to door knock, you're going to face rejection, right? And that rejection, some people take it very, very personally. And in fact, I did. The very first time I got cursed out, I cried. I was, what? Like, it really did. It kind of shakes you a little bit. But my desire for a better life was more important than my feelings at that time. So once you learn to control your emotions and feeling, rejection or defeat, or you're tired, or, the I suck at this or whatever. Once you learn to control that and you push all that aside, and your desire for a better life and to make money outweighs your little feelings, right? Once you learn to master that, that's the hardest part in insurance.
It is. Because, we struggle, and then we get in our head, and then we start talking down to ourselves, right?
Yeah.
What did you do when, like, those, okay, so you look at 4 months, and there's people that are going to listen to this, and they're probably, to me, some people that are doing well, but some people that are struggling, and they're like, I'm in those 4 months that Jessie talked about. I'm struggling. It's not going well.
Yeah.
What changed? You got serious, but what really changed?
Yeah.
What was the aha moment to go from those 4 months to the next 8 and then $1 million in production?
Yeah. Well, so during that 4 months, right, and we haven't touched on this, but I was actually broke, like on food stamps, on unemployment. I had just been let go from a corporate job that I had for a while, and I was really down on my luck. I was paying bills with credit cards, food stamps, my kids asking me for things. I had to say no. Like, it sucked. And so the talk I had with myself was essentially like, you have 2 months left of government benefits before you either have to, I was thinking like I was going to get my car repoed and stuff like that. Like, life was going to take a really, really bad turn. So unless you get your act together and you give this career your full potential, right? What can you do, Jessie? Like, I was talking to myself, like, if I was willing to work 45 hours a week for someone else to build their business, right? I was an employee.
Right.
Why couldn't I do that for myself? And that's really where it was the hard question. Like, okay, yes, I can work 45 hours a week. Why not 50? Right? If I'm building something, I truly believe in the product, which I did, and I truly believed in myself. And my love for my children was so much stronger than the doubt I had for myself. Why couldn't I work 60? Right? I knew it wasn't going to be forever.
Yep.
It was just going to be a temporary 8 months, maybe a year. If I could work for a year and change the entire trajectory of my entire life, why couldn't I do that? So it was just a hard talk I had with myself. And I came up with my time blocking schedule, which I show in my workbook what I did. And I talk about it in my book too, like exactly my time blocking schedule. And the hardest thing, right? You can have a schedule all you want.
Yeah.
The hardest thing is, it's 9:00 now. I really want to watch TV, or I need to do laundry now. Oh gosh. It's so funny. Whenever it's time to work, all the domestic things right? So the hard part is doing, when you make your schedule and you have your schedule, you have your promise, making it to yourself and keeping, right? So once I mastered that took a while. It took about 3 to 4 months to master that. And I wasn't perfect, but I got real good, right? Then I was just unstoppable.
That's cool.
And it's been like that ever since.
And confidence grew.
Yes.
A ton.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I messed up. You're going to mess up. You're going to say something wrong. You're going to have a client hang up on you because you fumble, right? You're going to mess up. But yeah, it just grows. Over time, you become confident in yourself. You become confident in the product that you have. And then especially like for me, I know that what we have is good.
Yeah.
I have one myself, right? I know that what we have is actual major medical. And then, of course, once you have the client, you have the ability to upsell critical illness, accident, life insurance, annuities, things like that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Once you have their trust. But the health insurance is your easy way in. Everyone needs health insurance.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you. You segued perfectly. Why? For those that are maybe selling, maybe their focus is Medicare. Their focus is life. Their focus is P&C. Why health? Then and still now?
Yeah. Same answer. 9 years strong. Everybody needs it. Everybody wants it. It is an easy sale, right? You got to get the client to trust you and everything. But the other major thing that, under 65, especially the products that I have, is that long-term residual wealth. So as long as the client is on the books, you make money every single month. And every time they pay their premium, you get a deposit. And you contact someone when they're 30 years old. They don't turn 65 until, or they don't need Medicare until they're 65. That's 35 years of being your client, as long as you're a good agent.
Wow.
Right? That's 35 years of renewals.
It's a long time.
Yeah. So it's just building up your book, and the products that we have pay level every single month. So let's just say, I'll just use $100 for an example, right? You get a $100 commission every single month for 30 years. It doesn't go down. It's not diminishing commissions. It's level commissions for the life of the policy, which is a game changer.
That is a game. Just as $1,200 a year, that's $360,000 over 30 years.
Yeah, that's just one client. Imagine if you had a book of 300.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I was thinking about this too. You mentioned health is easy, and it's not necessarily, they need it, they want it, they need help with it. Some would ask, is it sales? Are you selling? And if so, how?
Yeah. So I talk about that in my book, right? Yes, in a way it is sales, right? But for me, I'm more of a consultant because I'm going to offer them good, better, best, 3 different packages. Whichever one they pick, I'm fine with, right? They're my client either way, and I get paid on everything that they purchase from me. On the flip side, if they come to me and they have, say, work insurance, and their work insurance is really good, I'm not going to take them off of that just to make a sale, right?
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly believe in treating my clients the way I would treat my parents and the way I would want to be treated if I didn't know anything about health insurance. And that's how I was able to grow very quickly, because I established that trust and rapport over the phone pretty early. And then from there, like I said, I dialed for about 8 months. After that, since then, the past 8 years, strictly referrals.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I didn't put in that work in the beginning, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And two, you put in the work, you got good, and you started helping other people embark on this journey as well, which is special. Did you ever intend on doing everything you're doing today?
No, that's a crazy question. So no, I wouldn't say, I mean, I guess never in my wildest dream, I didn't even know about insurance, right? I didn't have any family or any friends in insurance. I didn't know anything about the industry. I was down on my luck, got recruited in. I think like mostly everyone gets recruited in. Yeah. Got recruited in. And at first I was like, wait, so if I sell a policy, I get paid like every month? I couldn't believe it. I didn't even believe that something like residual income, I just had never heard of it before. So once I started like, oh, this is real. Oh my gosh, I'm making so much money. Yeah. I paid off, it's so long ago now, but yeah, I paid off my debt. I had $60,000 of student loan debt at the time that I had gotten because I graduated college 10 years prior. Wow. Wasn't able to pay it off.
You still had it?
I still had it. I deferred it for 10 years.
Okay, deferred. Did it grow?
Oh yeah.
Interest and all that?
Yeah.
Well, what was it? Do you remember what it was before?
It was like 52. And then it was like 65.
Jeez,
yeah. So I paid that off. I remember it was one fell swoop. I logged into Nelnet. I paid it off, and that was like the burden. Like that feeling was just incredible. And then let's see. I was investing into my team at that time. I hired my first employee. I bought my first home, which felt so good to give my children like a solid home. We could paint the walls, right? Because in rentals, you can't paint. Yeah. That just felt really good. And from there, I just kept growing. I wouldn't even call myself like a recruiter. And now 9 years later, yes, I recruit, I guess. But for me, it was just, I started telling friends and then they started seeing what I was doing. And then I still host meetings every single week to teach everyone how to do it.
Awesome.
But finding people that have the discipline to do it is the hardest part.
Yeah, it is. Is there anything you do? I have another question I want to jump to, but is there anything you do or look for when y'all are meeting others to determine if they really do have the drive to better their situation?
Yeah. I mean, everyone says they want it.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone says they want to make $100,000 a month. And that's possible. I have an agent that just started with me, not even like last year, and already makes $35,000 a month. And
Whoa!
They just started.
That's incredible.
Yeah, they're just getting their momentum.
That's awesome.
So
they just want it more.
They put in the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came up with a dialing schedule. They dial, they fight through the rejection because you're calling data leads, right? They're free.
What is data? Oh, so it's like cold calling kind of thing? Or no? Or like all aged leads kind of thing?
Leads, yeah. But the way our system works is once you make a sale, you get lead credit. You get essentially like money per sale.
You're earning.
That you can earn exclusive leads.
Got it.
Right? Which have a higher close ratio.
That's cool.
But nowhere does an agent ever have to pay money for leads. Right, which I love. I love our system.
That's awesome.
But
you could say free leads?
It is free leads.
Technically?
Yeah, it technically is.
Yeah.
It's 100% free leads.
Cool.
But you have to call them.
Yeah.
And it's not just calling them once, right?
Amen.
It's not just calling them once.
This is the good part.
Yeah. Our call cycle is 12 to 15 calls. And that may sound excessive. At any point in time, if they answer and say, take me off your list, you take them off the list.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
But at one point in time, they went on the internet. They were looking for health insurance and they selected, yes, I would like someone to call me. So you're calling those leads.
Correct.
Right? I would say that they're semi-warm leads.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, your goal is to make contact.
Yeah.
Jessie doesn't know if she can help them yet.
Yeah.
But unless she speaks to them and gets in touch with them, she'll never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
And I have live call scripts. I have voicemail scripts, right? Everything is laid out for someone to be successful.
Complete system.
A complete system if they want it. And it's all from home.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
People will see you now and think, it's easy for her to say, you know? And you've heard that over the years. You've seen that over the years. But you went through a lot along the way to get where you are. Mm-hmm. For those that haven't heard some of your story, I would love for you to share it.
Yeah, sure. Well, so I married young. I married my high school sweetheart at 18, and we had 2 children together. And by the time I was 22, he didn't want that life anymore. So I have these 2 beautiful children, but I'm also only 22. Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out life and what to do. And so I'm working corporate. I'm trying to climb my way up corporate ladder, not really getting anywhere. I was an administrative assistant / secretary.
Got it.
And so I decided, okay, school. I need to go to school. And when I had graduated high school, I did receive 6 scholarships. Didn't pursue them because I had a high school sweetheart. You know how that goes. Sure. And so I went back and I was like, hey, do I still have these scholarships? And they're like, no. So then I started taking out student loans to finish my degree. I got my bachelor's degree. And then I'm like, yep, this is it. Now I can do it. Now I can climb the corporate ladder.
What was your bachelor's degree in?
Communications and marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then minor in business finance. Yeah.
That comes in handy.
Yeah.
Now. That's cool.
So then I went back into the job. Hey, I have a degree now. And I get the exact same job, administrative assistant. And that was disheartening. So I was like, that's cool. I'll work my way up. Now I have a marketing degree. And I did. After 9 years, I worked my way up. I was director of marketing for this company, and everything's going fine, right? Mm-hmm. Reports look good. Every month, stuff is happening. They called me in one day and they let me go. And
did you see that coming?
No, not at all. I didn't even have a backup plan. My resume hadn't been updated in years. And I just remember I was so distraught. I was literally crying on the way home, I couldn't catch my breath. It was devastating. And that next day I woke up and I was just I felt lost. I applied for food stamps. I applied for Medicaid and unemployment. and I hadn't been on government benefits since my kids were like babies, right? So I didn't know what anything like that. It had been like a good solid 13 years. And unemployment, by the way, is only $250 a week. When you have grown-up bills, that doesn't do anything.
That doesn't do a lot.
No.
$50 a day doesn't go very far.
I had a friend that had joined a captive insurance agency selling health insurance, and I didn't have any prospects. So I'm like, hey, should I get my license? And she was like, yeah, sure, get your license. So I got my license in 4 days. I was hungry and went in there, dilly-dallied for a good 3 months. I didn't like the product offerings and I didn't like the culture. It was very sales bro.
Got it.
Very, very heavy with that.
Sales bro.
Right.
I haven't heard that from you in a minute.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
Good.
Yeah.
Sales bro. That's good.
And it was just heavy sales. And like they taught you, like if you talk to someone and they have diabetes, hang up on them. And I just don't feel good doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
they have diabetes, just hang up on them.
Hang up on them.
Oh my God.
Because you can't help, they couldn't help them. It was a captive product, right?
Still,
Not even
though.
take the
Jeez
time
Louise.
to point them to the marketplace or whatever.
Just be honest. Like, yeah, we can't, but
yeah,
maybe they can.
I didn't like that. I didn't like feeling like that. I didn't like feeling slimy or salesy or anything. So I eventually found my way to be a broker. And that's when I had that talk with myself. Like, Jessie, either you're going to do this. It has unlimited earning potential, which is something I'd never had access to. The insurance part was not hard. I can read a brochure and be like, oh, cool. I can talk about this. It was the discipline part. It was waking up in the morning, doing the kids stuff, and forcing myself. I don't like dialing. I don't know anyone that actually likes dialing.
Yeah, doesn't just love it.
I mean, if they say they do, I think they're lying, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't like dialing, and I never did. But to me, it was a very short means to an end, which was to change my financial future.
Hey, and if it's 8 months, for decades
Yeah.
or a lifetime,
Right.
it's amazing what you can do if you buckle down for 8 months. You can literally do anything in the world, even though you may not think you can.
Yeah.
You literally could.
Yeah.
It's insane what you can accomplish in 8 months. One thing I meant to ask about is you are always innovating. You're working on some new products. I would love to hear more about those.
Yeah, sure. Well, so I do want to preface this and say that I did focus on insurance solely for 6 years. 6 years insurance, building my agency, recruiting, it's a byproduct of it, building my client book, right? I didn't go off and try to do these things in my first, second, third, fourth, fifth year, right? I built my agency up. And then once you get to a certain point with health insurance, your residuals become so much, right? Just being honest, so much that I realized I was paying Uncle Sam every single year a stupid amount.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A stupid amount of money.
I totally see that.
And I thought to myself, why should I keep paying Uncle Sam this? Whereas if I invest it and I build something else, now I have 2 businesses. So in 2021, I came up with the idea of e-commerce. I'd been seeing it online, and it's not just a resale. I don't buy things from like Alibaba and then resell them. I actually designed bags, a certain type of bag. It's a roller brief bag. It's called Execulux. I designed those. And they have accessories and everything. It's for the traveler, the commuter.
I'm looking at one right over there. It's beautiful. Yeah,
Thank you.
Cool.
Lauren wants one, by the way.
Good. Oh my gosh. That's what you came here.
Right.
That's cool. She needs one.
And then so also that year as well, my sister passed away, and her and I, we just really bonded over perfume, like kind of like our whole childhood. There's memories of us. Like it was just something like a tribute. I was like, you know what? I want to do something that I feel like she's still here and I'm still building something with her. Yeah. So I started a perfume brand called Elysian, and that's just taken a wild turn, honestly, because it was meant to be initially like me just selling perfume that other people made. And then it took a wild turn. I went to perfumery school in Thailand last year.
I remember this.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I learned how to make perfume. I started making perfume. It's really good. It's won a bunch of awards. I've been in a bunch of magazines for it. I have a distributor out of the Netherlands now. Like, it's kind of taken a crazy wild turn.
Incredible.
Yeah. And so because of all of that, this is going to sound silly now. This part's going to sound silly, but I bought a property on farmland and I just want to live my soft life now. I still have the agency, obviously, and I still do my trainings, but I want some cows. Like there's these like little Highland cows and like a little mini donkey that I don't know, Cody. I'm in a different phase right now.
Are those your new products?
You know what? I could sell cows.
Could.
Right.
You could sell anything.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
That's awesome. Well, you're having fun.
I am.
You're enjoying what you do. You're in a very happy season of life.
I am.
Which is really cool. And that's honestly, that's the goal.
It took me 9 years though.
Exactly.
It was an instant.
It wasn't 9 months, 9 days, 9 weeks.
9 years.
9 years, right? I want people to remember that. And you know what? It's funny you say that. I started on YouTube 9 years ago.
Really?
9 years.
Oh, that's insane.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
Not
that's
insurance,
great.
but YouTube.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Just putting out content just like this.
Yeah.
9 years. Yeah.
Awesome.
Flies by.
It does.
But if you do the right thing often enough, for long enough, it's amazing what you can accomplish, because I never dreamed we would be in the position that we are either.
That's amazing. Hard work pays off, And was it always glamorous?
No. Sometimes it's still not.
Right. Same.
But man, it was brutal. I mean, nobody even watched the channel hardly for an entire year.
Yeah.
Right? You talked about 4 months and 8 months a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It took a year of every single day.
Yeah.
And doing something you're not great at, that you don't want to do.
Yeah. Same
as insurance.
It's uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable, but comfort zone is where you're at, right? And if you want something different, you have to do something different. And that takes discipline.
I saw a quote. Actually, it's on our sales board back there. I don't even know who. I think Rodney probably wrote it.
Yeah.
You made me think about something you just said. It pretty much says that, like, I'm not going to get it exact, but I'm going to give it a Cody spin.
Yeah.
It was something along the lines of, you can, if you can pretty much, you can like live in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
In a cage.
Yeah.
Or you can get outside your comfort zone.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I saw one recently too that was, again, I'm probably going to get it wrong, but it's like you either fear change so much that you're fine with being mediocre, or you fear being mediocre so much that the change is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so good. That literally sums up my career.
Yeah.
I have always had a massive fear. I don't even know where it comes from, but I've always had this massive fear of being mediocre.
Yeah. No, me too. And one of the, someone recently asked me, they're like, what do you fear now? Like, what's your biggest fear? And I had to think about it. And obviously the normal things, right? Dying, right? Those aside.
Losing loved ones,
yeah,
etc.
Those aside. Yeah. My biggest fear would have to be being an employee again. Being a 9-to-5 again. I would rather work, 80 hours a week for myself than ever report to someone else again.
Even if it was milking cows. Side note, we talked about this before the podcast, because she was talking about her Highland cows, which are really cute little cows, by the way. She's not going to be doing that, but she'd probably still rather do that than
100%.
Go back and be an administrative whatever.
Assistant, yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you being here and sharing your story. You are incredible.
Thank you.
If they want to learn more about you, obviously you have your book, Soul Beneficiary.
It's on Amazon.
It's phenomenal. A bunch of amazing content. I get nothing by promoting Jessie's book, but I can tell you what, you should check out the book. It's really good. She lays out stuff very simple and she literally gives everything away.
Yeah.
It's not her book isn't just trying to lead you to something else. Like her book gives it to you.
Yeah. The book has the scripts, it has everything. And then the workbook that goes along with it literally has the call sheets, the goal sheets and everything. If you have those two things, do you need to attend training? Yes. Right. But that's it. That's it. those are the two things that if you buy those, you would be good to go on starting your insurance career.
People don't normally put all that kind of stuff in books.
Yeah.
So that's why I was also impressed. Also, if they want to learn more about you and everything you're doing, where should they go or what should they do?
They can go to Join Jessie. So that's JOINJESSI.com. And there is a link there to learn more about my agency. There's a couple of videos to watch, and then we do live kind of like get to know the agency, ask anything. We're super transparent every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Oh, wow. 11 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday. I love it. That's amazing. We'll also put all these links below in the description below. You can check them out. Thank you so much for being back on the Power Player Podcast.
Thank you, Cody. Thank you so
amazing.
much.
And thank you guys for hanging and listening. Here's what I would love. I would love for you to jump in comments below and share what you enjoyed most as you just sat and listened to Jessi Park. She's been on the YouTube channel a bunch. She spoke at our main 8% conference. We toured for an entire year together, by the way. We have done a ton together. Love her, respect her story, everything she's accomplished. She has a heart to help people, and she can totally help you. Once again, thanks for hanging with us on the podcast. If you have any questions about what we are doing, you can go to CodyAskins.com and learn more there. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on the next one. Adios.